got released from CNN.
Mhm.
Silly rumors, but it would be amazing that the two of them are going to join up for a show.
I
You know?
mean, yeah. I mean, again, I told him Tucker's not gone, dude. Tucker will be just fine. That man will be just fine, right? But also, what's interesting, so Fox also settled, right? Which I think happened while I was away as well. No, it happened before. Either way, so Fox settled. Fox fired what's his face,
do this
and
to clear.
Rev, in the middle of me talking, this guy's gonna start listening to YouTube. What are you doing? Are you watching Spotify? Like, what are you doing over there?
I was looking up something else that I want to talk about.
This guy. But so I don't know if you saw the Fox situation, right? So the New York, so because everything got settled, right? Generally speaking, that's supposed to, just kind of end this dynamic, and all the understory, or all like the incriminating information, if you will, wouldn't come to light, right? That's kind of why you settle. Except that the New York Times and a few other news agencies are in essence escalating this with legally to get the current information that's out there released. And Fox is obviously coming against that and saying that that's inappropriate and so on and so forth. And so they're kind of pushing against the New York Times and company from wanting to do that. And which I found interesting overall, because they pretty much said that they said organizations including the AP, the New York Times, and NPR are making our efforts to unseal documents related to the defamation lawsuit of Fox News Corp, settling, which settled with Dominion voting systems. One of the goals of the settling of the case was to, quote, buy peace and bring an end to media spectacle, wrote Fox lawyer Catherine Mowry to Delaware Supreme Court Judge Eric Davis, and claimed unsealing the documents would gratify public spite and promote public scandal. Now, is it scandal if you actually did it?
Good question.
So I'm happy that the NPR and the AP, et cetera, continue to go after this. I don't know what's going to come from it, but I find that very interesting.
Did you see Don Lemon and GOP candidate Vivek Ramasway?
Yeah, I saw some of that right before. Yeah.
The first one, I'll get to it, but Don hit him with whatever ethnicity you are, and he came back. I'm Indian, right? So they were talking about Second Amendment rights and Black people, and essentially this GOP candidate said, "Actually, you want to know what a funny fact is? Black people did not get to enjoy the other freedoms." They were talking about Civil War, right? Until their Second Amendment rights were secured. And I think that's one of the best lessons that we learned. To which Don rightfully starts talking about, no, it wasn't the Second Amendment giving gun rights is what secured things for Black people. Hence the issues with Jim Crow, Reconstruction, and the need for the civil rights movement, right? That's
after the fact, yeah.
After the fact. That's what helped progress. And we're still not there. But no, it wasn't Second Amendment. Basically saying, everybody can have guns. And when the Second Amendment, if it didn't actually apply to Black people.
No.
So, yeah.
No, but that dude, so him and who's the other cat? There's another cat from Louisiana. Another Indian dude.
Another Indian dude. Yeah.
I forget that dude's name.
Bobby something.
Yeah, Bobby. Whatever, man. Both these guys just annoy me to no end. And it's so funny because as an Indian person, I forgot, it's been circulating around.
Bobby Jindal,
that's his face. I get this WhatsApp text every now and then from a group of Indian people, my mom included, about all the Indian people in power, right? Meaning like, head of Google and Microsoft and so on and so forth, like some pretty solid situations out there. And in essence, it's like taking pride in Indian culture, taking pride in Indians doing good. And
is he on the list?
No, I don't even know who's. I didn't even look at the list. I just saw those two, and I was like, okay, I don't really care. Like, I guess my situation is that's like how do I phrase this? I don't like generalizations. I take pride in a person doing good stuff, right? Like Cal Penn's book. I was telling Lotion, and Lotion started reading it. I don't know if he finished it yet. Pretty damn solid book. That dude did some great work. Does some great work. As an Indian person, I think that dude's awesome, right? On the flip side, Vivek, whatever his face is, and Bobby, whatever, can disappear, right? So my point is, I don't like when people do this generalization of, hey, look, we're all doing great, because I'm like, nah, and knowing that, but I don't know if I need to be proud of everybody, because I can't be, and vice versa. So I don't like people generalize the, hey, Indian people doing good situation. It's a very big, proud situation, because that's too general. And I feel like there's good people doing good things all the time, but I don't like lists like that, which is, it's weird for me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I should feel about that, I guess, or if I'm thinking the wrong way, or if I'm going to,
I don't think there's a wrong or right way, but I get it. Listen, when we're in a society and a country that historically has oppressed a variety, a myriad, a multitude of various religious, ethnic, racial, sexual orientation groups over and over and over again, systemically and overtly. Yeah, I get the reason why there's the pride and wanting to do that, because it's not as easy a path as it has been for a certain demographic, single white Christian male. So
yeah, but it's, but I'm not even,
I get it. I'm not doing it, but I get it.
Yeah, I guess I don't apply the generalized to all the people doing whatever, right? And even right now, for example, you're looking at India moving up the ladder pretty quickly in becoming a true superpower,
and the world's leading population, right?
Yeah,
are they about to pass China or?
And they're also taking over everything from semiconductors and things like that, as far as production goes. They're taking over iPhone production, things like that, from China. They're also going further with pharmaceuticals. They're doing a lot of things across the board to keep building the industry.
They also have the best food in the world. Don't at me. I'm telling you.
This is the guy who just told me before this call, by the way, that all the toilets are broken in his house.
I say that.
Because this man's belly is a mess, and he's coming out here and telling you Indian food all day long. All right, as an Indian person, I'm like, bro, you may want to mix it up a little bit, son.
Is a wrap a sandwich?
See, I've heard this conversation before. I think it's, yeah, eat it with your hand.
Is a burrito a sandwich?
A burrito's a wrap.
Okay. So here's where I'm at. I have no problem if you say a wrap is not a sandwich, right? But there are people out there who say a wrap is a sandwich, but a burrito is not.
It's the same, literally the same concept. The only difference,
because they say the ingredients.
Meats,
that's what people say.
Veggies.
Right.
The only alternate ingredient in a wrap versus some wraps have rice too. No, I got no difference here.
Burrito, you may have some like fajita type stuff in there. You may have some black beans. Putting that stuff.
I've had wraps with black beans all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I'm with you. I say that if you have to trust me. Anyone listening now, I guarantee there's a few people out there who say a wrap is a sandwich, but a burrito is not.
No, I prefer wraps and burritos to traditional bread sandwiches personally. Just easier to handle. I don't feel like
is a burger a sandwich?
Oh God, it's bird. Most definitely.
Hot
really
dog?
Good one, by the way. But I think a burger gets its own category, because it is still a sandwich technically, but it gets its own category because it's that good and separate. You have to manage that differently. Between two buns.
Actually, do you know
how to do
math?
Between one bun, slice in the middle, yeah. Yeah.
Is it a sandwich?
Yeah. Okay. I guess all these things are, right?
Quesadilla?
Not that one's interesting because it should be. For considering a wrap a sandwich, a quesadilla should be a sandwich too, because you're both using the same ingredient, meaning the tortilla dynamic. And it's probably more of a sandwich because it's two separate tortillas.
It's not really two. It's usually wrapped.
Or one folded.
Folded and cut.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go Mexican sandwich.
All right, so you're pretty liberal with your all
well, okay, what is not? No,
I'm not. I'm there.
I'm trying to think of what is truly not a sandwich. Like for me, if I'm eating it with my hands and it's got.
What about a sandwich with a lettuce wrap bun?
I mean, that's a douchey sandwich, but
Oh,
it's still
so
a sandwich.
Good. So good.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Are you that
the
guy?
Burger Fi. Oh yeah, so good. Crunch.
You have a lettuce wrap burger
Oh, of course, so good.
for what purpose?
I like it.
There's
love
lettuce
veggies.
in the regular burger too.
Oh
so
yeah,
you're not
trust
missing
me.
the lettuce. So
double lettuce.
So why not just have double lettuce and have the real bun like an adult?
No, because you know this. It's rough out there in the streets. Sometimes the bun is questionable, and sometimes the top isn't the same as the bottom. You go to a restaurant, whether fast food or somewhere
Well,
nicer.
the top shouldn't be the same as the bottom. The top of the bun is not the same as the bottom of a bun.
No. In terms of a gentle, not sear, crisp, like a little, the soft, crispy ratio. Like they don't match. And to me, they need to match. Also, could get a stale one. Just go with the lettuce. You're good. I don't exactly need the carbs either. Yeah.
Again, where are you getting your burgers from? First of all, dog, you go to a solid burger joint, you're gonna get a solid burger. Like with the point being the bun.
But mind you, if I go to a real burger, I'm not getting a lettuce. Yeah, I'm getting a lettuce at like BurgerFi or Five Guys. Yes.
Okay, I'm still
sat
getting
down
a proper
at a restaurant and
bun.
order like a $15 burger. Yeah, I'm not getting the lettuce.
Because Five Guys also does toast the bun, so I support that cause. Five Guys is pretty good at that joint, right? Speaking of random food, so I was just in Iceland and we had, I don't know if you saw this on my socials, so we had fermented shark, right? So this is our last night, right? A bunch of us went out for dinner. So we went to a traditional Icelandic restaurant. By traditional, I mean that's what it was sold as. Anyway, fermented shark. It is just that fermented, right? So it's got like a pickly kind of flavor to it, and they give it to you in a small mason jar, and the mason jar is sealed, right? Because obviously you want to ferment and keep smelling there. And there's like 6 cubes, about like really, really small little cubes that look like little tofu things of the shark. And they give you a toothpick and you can stab one. So 6 of us at the table, actually. So we all had one, stab one and eat it. And it's got that strong, crisp, fermented taste that was a little aggressive for many of folk, myself included. But it's like one of their national situations. And I'm like, I don't understand how you Nordic folk are this massive of people eating this stuff, right? Like there is no like substance to it at all. Like it's just a funky flavor. And the pickling of things overall, I'm seeing your face right now, and that's exactly what that was. But then we took it a step further. So then we had myself, my boy Andy, we had we had sheep's head, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It was imagine if you look at me, imagine cutting my face in half this way, right, like top to down, like forehead, like half my nose, etc., and removing one half, and the other half is laying flat on the plate. So when you look at the plate, you're seeing like my cheek and stuff looking up at you. Right? Eyeball is still intact. Tongue's still there. Teeth are still in the jaw because you cut down here, so the teeth are still there, everything like that.
So what piece did you eat? Like the cheek or the brain?
Yeah. The brain's gone. Eat the cheek.
Oh, they did that. They scoop out the brain. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah.
Eat
That's the eyeball and the teeth and the nose.
Okay, so here's what happened, right? Yeah. So ate the cheek. And then ate some of the skin that was crisp. So
sorry. Is it roasted, grilled, sauteed? Like what is going on here?
You can't saute and put it back together, guy. What do you think this is, man? No, I think it was like in the oven or whatever. So it was crisp, like the skin was crisp on the face, right? So maybe it was like open fire or one of those kind of things, and then put together that way. So I'm eating the cheek not bad, by the way, good flavor, etc., right? Not something like even you didn't have fish head before.
Yes.
Same concept. The fish head in the cheek, you get the stuff there.
Yeah.
All right. Same vibe, just different animal. Same thing.
Yeah.
Right. But no, the eyeball business. So I had the cheek, I had the tongue. I don't really mess with the eyeball. Right. One of my friends, Ari, she messed with the eyeball. Then in the end, the snout. She had the snout. So the nostril, the nose, the hard cartilage business here. And Mahut, she ate it. We sat at a restaurant, and our belly started to run away. Just wrecked her. Like, she was done after that. And I was like, this is something people eat all the while. And I just wasn't ready for that life. But, I mean, interesting experience, I would say. But yeah, I wasn't ready for that life.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But that's something, like, I don't see you even dabbling or even attempting. And your wife for damn sure ain't messing with none of that stuff.
No.
And there's even a reindeer burger. That was good, though. But that's reindeer. It's not that elaborate.
Hold on. Don't laugh.
Is a reindeer really a thing? Or you're gonna
Yes.
That's what it said on the menu, guy. I thought the same thing, by the way. So I'm not knocking you because I was like, "Isn't there a deer?" Yeah, it was on the menu as reindeer.
Hold on, reindeers are real.
Bridget, that's what it said on the menu. I didn't Google it or look into it at the time. Look at it now. See what reindeer is. I've had deer before, and I assumed it was just the same thing. But yeah.
Yes, reindeer are real.
There you go. This man swears it's Santa Claus only. I mean, they don't fly, dog. Just so you know that.
Right. So
they don't fly, but they're real.
So you ate Bambi, you ate Jabba Jaw, and you ate
Jabba Jaw. What character is Jabba Jaw?
You remember Jabba Jaw?
Virgin. Nobody listening to this, up to 2 people, have any idea who Jabba Jaw is. That's such an old school reference.
Great cartoon.
Such
all right, we don't have much time. On a not so jovial note, did you hear about this individual who was choked out on the New York City train?
The subway? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I represent. I say train. I represent New York. You're local. You don't say subway. You say the train.
This guy's a local. This is the same guy who wouldn't go to New York because he's scared of white people. Now
this is true. This is true. There was a subconscious racist thing in me where I was 100%.
No, it wasn't subconscious. It was conscious. You said I'm not going there because of white people. You said it was a conscious
I was scared that some white person would kidnap me and torture me. Yes.
He's also bigger than 90% of people out there in girth and height, and he's worried about a small white dude who's going to do him harm.
Yeah, tie me up in a dungeon,
Yeah. Meanwhile, then he married a small white woman just to make sure she could protect him. But yeah, I did hear about the guy.
His name's Jordan Neely. So he's a Michael Jackson impersonator. Has been dealing with mental issues for years. I read that it potentially started when he was 18. His mom's boyfriend murdered her and stuffed her in a suitcase and kept her in a suitcase. Yeah, and it set off, issues with him, and he's been homeless for a while. He's known to be on the train and perform, and it's out there in the news. He's been arrested a lot, or received a lot of citations. Anyway, supposedly last week, a week ago today, he was on the train acting erratic, and a former Marine tackled him. And he walked on the train, threw down his jacket, was yelling and pacing up and down. Right, former Marine tackled him, choked him for 15 minutes, killed him. Medical examiner has ruled it a homicide. Police, when it happened, interviewed him and let him go. They're debating charges on that.
Yeah, as of today, there were still no charges filed.
I don't get this. I don't get it, because there have been no witnesses that have none. If you search everything, that come out and said he attacked anybody.
Yeah.
Or he was trying to. Right, he was acting erratic. And this is the problem we have in society. Just like with the police, we don't know how to treat people who have issues, mental issues, right? So we resort to the most physical nature of it, which often leads to bad outcomes, and such as this is death. And I don't get the mentality of somebody saying, "Let me choke someone out." So if you're able to hold someone or restrain somebody, do that. It's easy to say, but you don't need to kill them. You don't need to put your hand on the windpipe and choke them to death, right? For somebody, again, no witnesses that he was fighting back, physical, trying to harm or kill this individual. No, right? And now we have someone who's dead.
But also somebody who hasn't been charged.
And someone who hasn't been charged. This is what I don't get. So many other things in the society we're getting charged with, like that. Predominantly so, or disproportionately so, not predominantly, disproportionately so, poor people and people of color, which, funny enough, are also those people who lack justice in certain situations, such as this. Very sad.
Yeah.
Just indicative, again, of society, what we need to do to educate society and just be more tolerant and understanding that, a lot of times these people can't help it. They have issues, and we need to do what we can to help out. I'm not saying, listen, if you're threatened, okay, do something, but I don't know. It's sad. Also sad, your boy Ron DeSantis. I don't know if you saw this last week. He's repealing the unanimous jury requirement for death penalty sentences in Florida. So in Florida, to be convicted for death penalty, it has to be unanimous, right? He's repealing that, which would make it even up to 4 people on a jury if they said, not guilty, doesn't deserve that sentence. That if 8 people do, too bad. That's mind-boggling to me because we know how often we get this wrong, which is why.
But are people crying for this change? By the way, no, I'm not even. That's not like for real. Like who's made this an issue that needed to be quote unquote resolved by this idiot?
It's probably him pandering to a base that thinks, oh yeah, this is a good thing. We want this, not realizing. So it's like, oh, look what protection, safety. This is what this man is doing. But we know throughout the history of this country, and again, disproportionately so, overwhelmingly for darker pigmented individuals and poor people, that the death penalty and convictions are wrong time and time again.
Bro, I don't understand.
Which is, I think, and especially, these things get brought up when something horrific happens. And to me, that's the worst time to do things like this
but that's reactionary.
Because, but public policy should not be based upon emotion.
Agreed.
Public policy should not be made based on an emotional response. It has to be a logical response, not emotional. That's hard. But again, public policy for the greater good of society should never be based on emotion. You know what this stemmed from? I think this stemmed from Parkland shooter. That's what it was. He did not get the death penalty.
Okay, so we can
of the horrific Stoneman Douglas shooting.
Just understand. So he can keep the gun. We can all keep the guns, but then we may get the death. They may get the death. I'm confused by the protectionism here. I'm going to protect you after the fact. See, I'm confused by the protection related to this because I'm not seeing any quote unquote protections.
What will protect you is God. Texas Senate approved the bill requiring 10 commandments to be prominently displayed,
which is
in all classes.
Blatantly unconstitutional. Like it is the definition of unconstitutional.
All
it's
classrooms.
Literally in there, right? Like it's blatantly in there. And also the same 10 commandments. Hold up, the same 10 commandments that nobody's following. Isn't "Thou shalt not kill" one of these things?
Yeah. I've always found that funny. Yes.
It is a commandment, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. But the Bible,
"Thou shalt not commit adultery." Is that another one of these things too?
Yeah.
Hold up. So I'm confused now. Are you trying to tell me that the
hypocrisy?
The GOP is riddled with hypocrisy? And by GOP, I could make that a blanket statement of all people. And therefore, why do we even have this in our things? Hold up. Let's take it a step further. Religion is totally riddled with hypocrisy? Tell me it ain't so. On a random side note.
Wait, one quick question.
Okay.
Or side note, and then go.
No, I was going to go jovial. You go. Quick question first.
I found a bird outside on my backyard. Little baby bird.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what to do with it. I had to move it because my dog would eat it.
I'm sorry. The bird is not flying, I assume?
It's a baby bird and it's like wiggling a little. And I touch it and its wings flap, but it's like stuck on the side. So I picked it up and I put it on my table outside. I don't know what to do with it.
I don't think you do it. Don't you just put it on high ground and go, Godspeed, bird?
I mean, it's kind of thinking like nature take its course, but I don't know if I can help it. So my in-laws told me the other day they were at a dog park and they saw a bird. They went to it and another bigger bird dive bombed my father-in-law 3 times. And they spoke with like animal control and said, yeah, that's normal. The birds have to stay there for up to a week and the mom protects the birds while they learn to fly. Somehow this dude got lost. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
If only you had Google. Ask Google machine,
ChatGPT.
Yeah, I have no idea how to attend to a bird situation. Yeah, I have no idea about that at all.
Man. Bird is the word.
Friggin' moron.
All right, what was the quick question?
No, I was gonna say in general, like, do you go hiking? Have you been hiking? I mean,
yes.
You don't.
Jamaica.
Hiking shoes? No,
sneakers. No, this is like a 2-hour hike. Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite hike. Never really done any others. But
I was gonna ask, how does it compare to? So,
an hour and a
all right.
half,
So
2
you
hours.
never
Yeah.
hiked, like
No,
minus
no,
in your regular sneakers. You ain't got no hiking shoes and them kind of things.
no.
And never done any cold weather hiking.
Cold weather?
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
So Amit happened to do that in Iceland too. But Amit ain't had the right shoes. Because again, never really been a hiking dude. And I was the only cat in the group who did not have appropriate shoes for such an event. Just throw it
But yeah,
out there.
snow boots, right? Or no?
I had no snow boots, man. I was rocking sneakers. I was
Oh,
rocking
were people
some
rocking
Reeboks.
like snow boots?
Yeah, but you're rocking like hiking snow boots, not snow boots like when you go skiing snow boots, like ones
No,
that are like
yeah,
a
yeah.
version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have waterproof hiking, or not hiking, snow boots. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's for like leisurely activity, is not
Yes.
doing them kind of
Yes.
things, right? So and so yeah, let's just say I didn't plan right. And Mike, we go up this mountain, right? It's like an hour hike, right, to get to these hot springs. Yo, them shoes started off white. Bridget, step into some stuff. There was some mud here and there, and Bridget, brown and soaking wet.
That would
No, but I knew these shoes were going to get done regardless. I don't really care about the shoes. These are my backup
don't
pair.
tell me you wore those little Japanese.
No, Bridget, I'd have been dead. No, you kidding me? No, I had like socks on, like a couple socks on or whatever. Like my shoes were done, Bridget. But I was slipping and sliding and all kind of stuff. But I didn't fall. Like I was good. And after the hour we get up there, feet are just soaking wet in the snow, which is not what you want to be doing. I started hiking back down, another 45 minutes coming down or whatever. I had to go buy new shoes immediately, right? And I go to the shoe store. So I asked the guy the thing. I'm like, yo, is there a shoe store around here? Like a hiking shoe store, which I would assume would be near a hiking mountain. One place, some regular business, right? Some like regular, like not some like proper shoe store. They just have like, almost everything kind of thing. The primary shoe they had there, some Skechers. I wasn't about to buy no Skechers. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally looking at this and they're showing me like every different version of Skechers. I'm looking at them and I'm like, come on now. I ain't rocking no Skechers out of this place. I will wear these cold shoes forever. I'm not wearing some Skechers.
I feel you.
And then I managed to find something on like the sale rack that was like a brand called Viking. I was like, I'll wear those. Richard, who's rocking some Skechers these days or making it some big thing? And the Skechers weren't cheap either. It was like $160 Skechers. Get out of here.
It's not happening. I was disappointed when Snoop did that Skechers Super Bowl commercial.
You were disappointed? They
Yeah.
threw a massive check at him. You think Snoop drinks Corona either?
I mean, that's possible.
No, man. He's like Vin Diesel. Just give this man some money, he'll do whatever. He's buying the friggin' Senators. He's buying a hockey team now. You saw that, right? Trying to buy the Ottawa Senators?
I did not.
Are you serious?
Hey, go Cats.
First of all, I want to slap you for saying that. Because you've never watched a Panthers game.
No, but I did look up tickets the other day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going." Almost as much as Heat tickets. I watched 5 minutes of the game last night. I had it on the TV in the background.
5 minutes?
100%. Yeah.
And obviously it wasn't riveting enough to keep you going for 10.
No, we were down 2-0. We were down 2-0. All of a sudden, we're winning 3-2. I was like, "Go Cats!"
Hold up. Were you watching as we were winning?
No, I was like 5 minutes. We're down. All of a sudden, 2-0. I was like, "I'm out."
So it's you. So you're the jinx.
Yeah, kind of.
As always. All right. On that note, it's been real.
Eat better, Justice of Order.
We'll do this next week. I'll be back.
I'm rocking a extra medium shirt.
No, the shirt fits the right size.
Mm-hmm.
When
the sleeve is in your armpits.
Biceps, son. Biceps are called biceps. This guy, man. This guy's wearing a robe over here because what do you he's swimming in that shirt? How big is that shirt? Was that a 12XL? Like how big is that shirt?
Kind of big.
Is that down to your knees? Like who wears that shirt? Who's that made for? Shaq.
Yo, you remember what we were going out one night when the Costa showed up with. There was a style that you and I never got into, but they still sell them at like Foot Locker, the extra long tees. This dude showed up with a t-shirt past his knees.
That was that. What was it? Yeah, in my white tee. It was like that guy started that thing from
those
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I was in Atlanta. I just got back from Atlanta a couple days ago. I'm in Atlanta for a meeting on Wednesday, and then there was a shooting, a mass shooting in downtown Atlanta in Midtown, and that's where my dinner was. And some other things were going on, and so they shut down the whole area and like this. And I'm sitting there, and I just kind of looked at everything and realized. It did not affect anybody, myself included. Meaning it affected traffic, but it didn't affect my mental well-being. I'm so jaded
But that no, not jaded. Desensitized.
Is that not the same? Am I using the terms
No.
correct? Okay, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Desensitized. So I was
Sad that
desensitized
we're
to the whole situation. That's what I'm saying.
yes.
I'm so like,
Listen,
oh,
I heard
another
about
one.
this thing in Serbia. I heard about that, and it's like,
Well, the Serbia
it's
part I
hard
can pseudo understand
because it's far away.
Correct. I
Right.
always play that.
Yeah.
Right now, Sudan. Forget Serbia. Sudan right now.
Yeah. But it's sad that it's reality of life.
No, there's so much. And then I saw another one in Georgia yesterday, right by McDonald's. Another shooting. But all these things are just like, I was like, oh, look, literally, the way I just said it too, as casually as I just did, I'm getting more and more desensitized, and that's definitely not a good thing. Not that I'm riddled with emotion in the first place, but that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, I feel really bad that I can't pseudo emote for any of this stuff, right? Or just even change anything. And my, no joke, my situation was, I called the restaurant, and I was like, yo, y'all still good for dinner? And like, yeah. And I was like, all right. And that's as far as my general thought went, which is sad.
Damn.
Like, it just did not affect me at all.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel that.
It's weird, Doug.
Last thing, AIB put it out there. We're exploring buying some laundromats. Just throwing it out there.
What? Why would you throw that out there here?
Because maybe somebody knows somebody.
To buy a laundromat.
You got to put it out to the universe. Yes.
If by universe you mean the 4 people listening to this thing. That's meant to the universe.
Yeah, the size of the universe is unknown, so let's not disclose.
If people can click on this and realize ain't a lot of people listening to this joint. But yeah, all right.
So anybody know of any potential for sale? Maybe somebody's retiring. You know, who knows? Throwing it out there.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. On that note, I'm gonna go and be an adult. We'll chat next week. Y'all have a good one.
Later.
Take it easy, everybody.